Well, hello. It's Tuesday, 14th.
May 14th. Already.
It's already May 14th, Katie.
May the 14th be with you.
Always. Never. That would be good. May the
14th
yeah.
be with you.
I don't even know what it means. I was trying to justify it with something, but
Wait, for real though, you know what I just thought about? I think it's his birthday. The creator of Star Wars.
George Lucas.
George Lucas. I think it's today or it was yesterday. I remember it was like mid-May. I swear, I was scrolling through and I think I saw that earlier.
It's a stretch.
No, I'm pretty sure it is. Hey Siri.
She's trying to justify
When
this.
is George Lucas's birthday?
George Lucas was born May 14th, 1944, and is 80 years old.
You're right. I'll give it to you.
Thank you. I was scrolling. See, it pays to scroll.
May the 14th be with you and George and
all the Star Wars fandom.
We are on our way to AAA. That rhymed. On our way to AAA.
Yay, yay.
You know,
it's Tuesday.
Gotta do the registration thing, the tags. Yeah, we just instead of sending it in, we were kind of like close to the wire, so we're just gonna go in.
It happened when we were moving.
Yeah,
that was where it all went wrong. It just all came at a bad time, and we stopped and we're like, oh, we need to pay our registration.
But it's the beauty of AAA is like you can just roll in there. That's why we have it. Yep. One of the reasons, right?
One, yes.
So we got this Disney video up from yesterday. That was fun. That was it wasn't super crowded, but we didn't get on too many rides at all. We didn't do any rides.
Yeah, but we did try. We tried to get on Small World, and then we were going to do Thunder Mountain, and it just did not happen. You know, has anybody else noticed this? Comment below. Have a lot of attractions been like closed more often than normal to you? Because it definitely seems like it to me. I feel like all the time attractions are closing, like constantly. Like, you used to have like one or two ride breakdowns a week. It seems like now every single day there's like multiple ride breakdowns.
Yeah.
So comment below if you're a regular guest and you've been noticing the same.
All right, we're at AAA. We're going to go handle this biz and we'll be right back. All right, Autoclub, thank you. All right, we came into a store called Daiso. You may or may not have heard of it. You guys probably like, yeah, we have them. We go there all the time. But it's
I
new
go
to me.
here all the time.
Yeah, there's rad stuff here. So
it was the first time of Spence experiencing it, and
it's pretty amazing.
He's enjoying the heck out of it.
I have to say. I'm kind of calling it all the stuff that's in between. You know what I mean? It's all the in-between stuff where you're like, I've been looking for a box for the windscreens for our mics to hold them separately because they don't fit in the box that it comes with. Long story short, I was looking for a tiny little plastic box. Well, guess what? I found like 4 different options here because it's that in-between stuff. I went and looked at Target. I went and looked at other places. I couldn't find that kind of thing because it's just kind of rando because you could use it for anything. Anyways, why I'm showing you spoons and things while I'm telling you this is beyond me, but oh, hello, friend. Some interesting stuff, though. I mean, really, look at it. It's a mini sandwich maker. But this is the aisle that really blew my mind. One of the aisles that blew my mind was all the little gadgetry, as I'm calling it. And look, the mini tools, you know, little everything tools, wire cutters, Allen wrench, mini screwdrivers. You know when you need those tiny little mini ones? Look at it. Precision screwdriver set with a tiny little, like you could fix sunglasses, you know. Compass, random compass. I mean, genius. And then this is what really was cool because I didn't know. I was like, what's the price of all these things? Well, there's the conversion right there. Bicycle LED light. There we go. A pack of bungee cords, you know, some webbing. Yeah, just really, look at extension cords. Always need extension cords. Zip ties. This stuff was cool. Cell phone device type accessories. And granted, sometimes it's stuff that you kind of really are like, well, do I really need it? Or, you know, maybe I didn't know I needed it until now. Maybe is the case. I think that's what it is. But look, there's some fishing stuff here. That's pretty rando. What is this? Oh, straws? What? I don't know. Whatever that is. Anyways, just a lot of random cool stuff. Now I can get down with this section because it's like, you know, plant pots and stuff. These are genius right here. The plant rollers to put your heavy plants on. Like we have to kind of put some of our roses on there because they're heavy. All right, we made it over to downtown Fullerton. We're gonna grab something to eat.
I think we're gonna go to Roscoe's.
Roscoe's?
Yeah.
All right.
I think. I don't know yet. You want to go throw peanuts on the floor and heroes?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Callahan's. Sean? I like all the signage and all the... Reminds me of like downtown Vegas and their thing they got going over there. All right, we're sitting out on the patio here at Roscoe's. Each item comes with one choice of salad and a pickle. Yeah, and it looks like they have a lot of cool deli items. All right, we got large mugs of Arnold Palmer, our favorite drink right now. Anyways, I dream about them now, like I crave them all the time. That's my new drink of choice. They do have like a full bar here and beers and everything, but it's gonna make me like too relaxed, and we got a lot of stuff to do, so none of that. Can't get enough of all these neon signs they have here. They're definitely resurrected. The centerpiece is this fountain though. This fountain is so cool. It's all like recycled stuff, like kitchen items, and like aren't those bins that hold like all the spatulas and the spoons and all that stuff? All right, look at this pastrami on rye. Katie, that looks amazing. Got the potato salad and the pickle.
Yep. This is like my favorite of all pastrami's. It's probably actually I'd say it's the only place I get pastrami.
And I got the tuna because that's what I was looking for today, and the potato salad. You can choose, macaroni or pasta salad, coleslaw, yeah, fruit.
There is nothing better. It's the best pastrami you can get, in my opinion. Spence is going to try his first bite of Roscoe's pastrami. Now, I'm curious, do you actually like pastrami in general, or are you kind of like iffy on it?
I don't mind it. I just never order it, but I do like it with mustard,
Right. What do you rate this?
It's really good.
Right?
It's got like a barbecue flavor to it, which I like.
Yeah, it's a little more, and it's not as fatty. That's why this one's so good, I think we don't like a lot of the fattier cuts of meat, but this does it with flavor.
It's really nice.
Pickly. He's going in for another bite, you guys. What? If Spencer gives the 2-bite, that says a lot. Dang. We're really cooking with fire here.
Good.
And now we have to see how he likes the tuna. Gotta give your rating for the tuna sandwich now. It's a very simple sandwich, but...
Oh, that's great.
Super good.
So fresh. Kind of what I was looking for today, because it's a little warmer today. And
yeah.
Look at that.
It's a beauty. How about your potato salad?
Oh.
Gotta give that a try, too. Good, right?
That's different, yeah.
Yeah.
It's creamy.
Yeah.
It's still kind of dry.
Mm-hmm. And it's a perfect day out.
All right, funny story, deli story, Katie. I ordered the tuna, you got the pastrami. When you were gone, the food arrived, you were in the bathroom, and he put the pastrami in front of me and the tuna in front of where you were sitting. And it always happens. It happened to me years ago, Katz Deli, New York City, same thing. And my bad, like kind of embarrassing to admit this, but I'm in Katz Deli and I ordered a tuna sandwich, and I even got a look from the guy behind the counter. And my girlfriend at the time ordered like the pastrami or whatever you're supposed to get, So anyways, I like tuna fish sandwiches from delis. I'm sorry. Like I like the other stuff too, but like I'm so not the cliche, I guess. All right, we're on our way out and they're playing Caribbean Queen by Billy Ocean. One of my favorite songs of the 80s. Oh, I think I have that comic. This place is rad. It was excellent. So good. So good. Look at the bar inside. It's great. Beautiful.
Stage and stuff in here.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Karaoke in there and stuff?
Yeah.
All right. Walking out this way.
Yep. On the main street.
There it is. Roscoe's famous deli bar. Where you can meet the girl of your dreams and she can buy a wedding dress right next door. Okay, I'm being honest, I'm intrigued. I've seen this, never done it. I've done the fake one at Dave & Buster's, but that looks intriguing. Okay, it is a fine thing, a 4-leaf clover. Just the perfect place to Maybe. Come inside, have a Guinness. Uh-oh. Right next door to a country spot. Katie. Both of our places represented there. Cupid's. Looks like it's gone. Wow. Grew up with Cupid's. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Be your own boss, make your own schedule. This is right around the time when we both are like craving coffee. I know you are.
Yes.
It's like whenever I eat, you know.
Yep, you need some coffee.
Ah, the night owl, Katie.
Yes, and it's a bit windy, so I apologize.
Look at this, they have an open mic here. This is rad. All performers must make a purchase before signing up. 2 mics, 2 cables will be provided. Hand drums only. Keep it PG or family friendly. That's awesome. Oh, I love the artwork on the wall too. Look at the owls. Wow, really good owls. The owl art is like really amazing. Look at so great. Oh, look at this guy. How are you doing there, Katie? I'd like to read you some of my poetry. Church bells. Oh, that's cool. Look at this. The planters have train murals on them. Look at,
like the spaghetti factory.
see the light coming out of the front? That's rad. It's kind of low key. You don't notice it unless you look.
Yeah, you're right.
Got to keep your eyes open, Katie.
Yeah, you do.
Look at this. What a great mural. Awesome style. Love it. Let it brie. Oh my gosh. All right, Let It Brie. Artisan cheese shop, wine and bistro. Here's a little happy hour they do. Cheese Louise.
Cheese Louise.
I'll tell you what. Walking with the shadows, Katie.
All right, let's go down.
Ooh, look at this. Great mural. Bourbon Street. Genius. Love it. Love it. All right, we're headed back to the car. We're just kind of milling around today. It was one of those days.
We had a lot of stuff to do though all day.
No, we did. It was just, and we stayed out, so we were like, all right, well.
We shared the fun stuff with you though.
Yeah, we did. All right, Delight ice cream is pretty rad. Look at this. They have a bunch of ice cream trucks. You can see them right back there. But their mural is rad. Look at that. Right on, Delight. Groove is in the heart, Katie.
Grooves in.
You know. All right, we're back home, and we just took a quick soak in the jacuzzi. A nice little afternoon soak, and I wanted to show you guys the roses. Checking stuff out. There's the tomato. Look, it's doing good. We moved it over here. Got the basils. I got to go add those to. I was going to add one of the basils to their companion style. Strawberry. But look at the roses. Disney rose in the middle. Julie Andrews right here. Look at this thing. The yellow in there. Stunning. And then this is the Julia Child. Yeah, everything looking good. I was gonna make some trellises for these, like, so that they could have something to climb up. Or we were even talking about making this wall a full trellis wall and then just having these climb and have a rose wall. I don't know. Who knows? Hard to say at this point. It's a work in progress. We got some more stuff here to do. Always stuff. I still don't know what to do with these snapdragons. They just sit here. I gotta put them somewhere else.
All right, finally, this is the first time we're gonna cook in this kitchen, and we've kind of been craving meatloaf. I was gonna do meatloaf and mashed potatoes, but I think we're doing a roast tomorrow or the next night, and I figure mashed potatoes go a little better with that, so we'll probably just do some basic noodles and greens and something with meatloaf. Meatloaf is the star, right? As you know, there's a million ways to make this, and one of them I made during the pandemic. Everybody really liked it. I still do that sometimes, but this is one we've been having a lot lately. It's kind of adapted from Martha Stewart's recipe. It's very similar to hers. I kind of looked at hers and I was like, I like that, and I didn't like certain things. So here's what I did. I take 2.5 pounds of, I'm using 85% lean ground chuck. It's been chilling in the fridge for a while, so well, for a day or so, so it's not as red as it should be, which always is so annoying to me. So I have my recipe right here. I kind of like jotted it down on my phone, so if I'm glancing, that's why I'm glancing. As you know, like I said, there's a million different ways to make meatloaf, and this is just one way I do it. So we're adding 1 egg, a little garbage bowl, and then the fun part, I always add about half an onion. This is kind of like a small medium onion. And then I got 2 stalks of celery and 2 carrots. We're gonna grate all of this up. It's kind of hard to grate the onion, so if it gets to the point where I can't do that and it just becomes a disaster, I tend to just like chop it, call it a day. All right, that's why I said we use about half an onion. Okay, now that is all in there with the meat. We have 1 egg. Here's the old Worcestershire sauce. I always do a couple of splashes of that. And who else keeps it in this little like paper bag? Has to be me. Now breadcrumbs are what we're gonna add next. And again, I kind of eyeball these. Like I always say it's maybe half a cup, it might be a cup. You just never know. It depends on what meat you're making, where you're at. So you have to just kind of eyeball it and then go from there. I think that was about half a cup. I don't know. And now I'm adding half a cup of ketchup. And by the way, I've preheated my oven to 375 degrees. I almost forgot that in the beginning, but you want to do that. And I always put this on a like parchment paper on a like a, what do you call it? Like a baking sheet. I just like that better. You do it however you like. And now we're gonna add some seasonings next. Now before we add the seasonings, I'm just gonna tell you, again, not something I measure. You kind of have to just measure it with your heart, especially garlic. We like a lot of garlic, so we're just gonna just let this go. And then I do Lowry seasoning salt. You could do regular salt too, but I just like the seasoning salt. It's really good. I try not to go too crazy on it, but you need a good amount. The other thing that's optional is the ground mustard, and this is what I liked that Martha Stewart did, is she added a little bit of it. It is very potent and it's pretty spicy, so I just add like a couple dashes. I know it seems kind of like pointless, but I don't know. I've been doing it and it's kind of good luck, maybe. I don't know. We're gonna need another half cup of ketchup. That's why I left this out here. Now the fun part is you make sure your hands are really clean, even though it's gonna be eaten by you and your family. Take off your jewelry and we mix. Now this is one of those things where you have to be the determiner of if it's too wet or if it's too dry, and you have to just kind of add breadcrumbs as you go. So always start with a little bit less, I should say, and then go from there. So we're gonna mix this up. I can already tell you I need more breadcrumbs because this is a bit too moist in my opinion. You know what I'm also thinking I might add too? So I added fresh onion, but I think I'm gonna add some onion flakes because they also, instead of breadcrumbs, they kind of absorb a little bit. So let me go grab some of those. So now I'm adding a little bit of minced onion because you can never have too much, and I'm just feeling it. You gotta kind of just go with what you feel. I'm gonna do a little bit more breadcrumbs. Just a hair. You can add little bits at a time. The awful part about this, in addition to it just being is how cold it is. It hurts. I think that's one of those things. Sometimes I let like the warm water, I let it kind of like run like a, you know, dribble there. And yeah, I just use that to kind of keep my hands from freezing. But you just want to make sure everything is super incorporated. And see how easy this is? Like one of the easiest recipes ever. I'd say that's about as mixed as we need. So you can kind of tell for the texture, if you've never done this before, it's kind of holding its shape. There's a lot of fat in what I use. I use 85%, and I like all of that. You know, you could use ground turkey, you could do whatever you want, but this is kind of like the texture you're looking for. Now, we're gonna shape it and put it on a pan because, again, that's just what I like to do. And now we're gonna make the glaze for on top of our meatloaf. Now, This is almost like a barbecue sauce. And again, this is one of those other things that when I saw Martha Stewart's, I was like, oh yeah. Because I don't like the basic ketchup. A lot of people do, and that's fine, but I like a little hint of sweetness. And if it's too sweet, just do less of the brown sugar because we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons. You can also add some of that mustard powder and that'll like give it a little bit more vivam, if you will. I always do about a half cup of ketchup. Put that over there, plus a couple squeezes more. I don't know. I don't even know what you'd say about that, but that's what I do. And I like having a lot of the sauce. Now again, because it's got the brown sugar in there, it very easily can burn while it's in the oven. If it does, just stick a little bit of foil on top. That's what I do. I have yet to have that happen. Actually, I think one time, that's when I stuck the foil on, but I've yet to have it happen where it was like a disaster, if that makes any sense. So you can see how it kind of looks just like a barbecue sauce, but it doesn't taste like barbecue-y. It's just such a good combination, and I'm not a big ketchup girl, so there you go. Okay, so now the fun part. I have washed my hands since the last, diving into the meatloaf. I'm taking off the other parts of my jewelry, and we are going to shape the meatloaf. Again, I like it on a big pan like this. Some people like to do it in an actual loaf pan, as it is meatloaf. But again, that's you do you. You do whatever it is you like doing. I have 2 pans sitting here, so it's kind of like, doctor, it's like CPR. Doctor, we gotta save the meatloaf. And then I just like to shape it. I think it's because I'm a little bit of a control freak. Another thing too is when this comes out, because it's 85% fat, it's just a juicy, wet mess, but it's a good juicy, wet mess. It's one I like. But again, I like it that way. So now I try to make it a little more flat, and then you have to just kind of, isn't this a weird thing? Like we're shaping a loaf of meat. Very odd, but that's what we're doing. And I need to get my brush to brush on the topping there. Okay, so I'm gonna wash my hands again. Okay, so I grabbed my little trusty dusty brush. And now the fun part, everyone. We pour on the sauce. See why I always add a little bit more? Because it seems like you never have enough. But if you do want more, just squeeze some more ketchup on there. You can also like use regular salt and pepper in this. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I like actually salt and pepper the loaf before I put the glaze on. But we're just trying to make dinner here today. We're just going that route. This is the part I know Spencer would enjoy doing because he's like me. We just enjoy it. And I got a couple lumps of the brown sugar there. No one cares. Trust me, it'll just dissolve. It'll be perfect. This meatloaf is so good because it's kind of basic, but it's got flavor, you know? There's so many good things you could put into meatloaf. I feel like you can't really mess it up. You got to go with what you guys like. And this is just what I like, and it's what Spence likes. Every time I make this, he will inhale it. It's like he can't eat it fast enough. Okay. All right. So there we go. You want to keep it a little even, obviously. There we go. Doesn't that look pretty? I could just sit there and do that for hours. Okay. So again, 375-degree oven, about an hour and a half because this is about 2.5 pounds. You can check it, and again, towards the end, you might want to cover it. I kind of want it to like crisp up a little bit. So this is going in the oven. In you go, my baby. Okay, so since we have about 30 minutes left of the meatloaf cooking, if you remember when we went to the farmer's market, we got this big bunch of beautiful spinach. So this is gonna be the easiest and fastest side ever. If I had time, I might do like a creamed spinach, but we're not gonna do that. I'm cutting off the stems because I just don't really care for them. So I'm just gonna put them in my bowl. And I unfortunately ran out. I love the Trader Joe's wash, but I'm just gonna use a little bit of vinegar feel like it's better than nothing. Again, you do whatever you do. I'm just doing a little splash of vinegar. And then letting it get all clean in some water. I also am boiling some water because I figured I'm gonna be doing a roast in the next couple days. I'd rather make the mashed potatoes for that. I probably already said that. So we're just gonna do some buttered noodles for a side. Easy. Again, it's been kind of a long week, so this is just like easy, quick, you know, no real effort dinner. Just gonna kind of dry this off quickly. And again, this doesn't have to be super dry. I would use my salad spinner if I really wanted to get it like super dry. I'm just kind of absorbing a little bit of the water. We still have some time because we have 25 minutes left on the meatloaf. I won't make this until literally about, actually, sorry, I won't make this until I've pulled the meatloaf out and it's rested for a little bit because spinach just cooks extremely fast and we don't want it to just sit there and get like, yuck. And really all I'm doing is kind of seasoning it and that's it. We're not going too crazy with it. So here's the spinach. Okay, I just pulled the meatloaf out of the oven. See what I mean when I said there's a ton of juices? I just checked the temperature inside and it is good to go. Got a little bit of char on there, but you know, again, I'm using 85%, so that's kind of why you get a lot of the juice or whatever you call it, like it's that fat, but it's flavor. I'm also browning some butter here for the noodles because they are done. I only use the like Kerrygold butter because if you're doing something very simple, it's worth it. Tastes better. And then I'll probably just top it with a little Parmesan cheese and I'm gonna mix in a little bit of granulated garlic. Very, very simple, but delicious. And then I'll transfer this out and then I will throw the asparagus on there with a little bit of garlic and lemon and that's it. But do you see how you got those like brown bits? That's what we're looking for. So I'm actually gonna throw the noodles in right now because it's just brown enough. I'm just gonna add a little bit of garlic just to give it a little bit of flavor. And I'm gonna do some minced onion. And then a very small pinch of salt because the butter is already salted. Just mixing that in. I could turn on the heat if you wanted those. You know what? I'm gonna turn on the heat again because I almost want this to get a little bit crispy now. See how you just kind of gotta wing it and go with it? Add a little crisp to it. And then we'll do the spinach next. So I just realized I'm out of Parmesan cheese, but that's okay. Do you see how we got just a little bit of like color on there? Just super simple and super delicious, especially with meatloaf. Okay, I've taken the noodles out. I had a little bit of butter. I added just a hair more butter in the pan, and I put some garlic, pretty much the same thing. Very small pinch of salt, and then I'm just letting this wilt down just a little bit, but then I added a squeeze of lemon, and just as this starts to wilt, I'm gonna like turn off the heat because you don't want it to be like too over soggy. But see how easy that is, and you get so many greens. That big old thing wilts down to almost nothing.
All right, there it is.
We did it.
It smells, I mean, it smelled amazing for like the last, I don't know how many hours, every
hour
the whole place. Yeah.
All right, Spence is going in for his bite. Let's see. Good. It's such a simple like recipe. It's really like there's not much to it, but it is good.
But I don't know if it's because it's warm, kind of this home vibe, you know, and then you can make a sandwich out of it.
Yeah, it's so good with
Like,
leftovers.
who's had a meatloaf sandwich on toasted sourdough?
Ooh, with melted cheese and some
Yeah.
sauteed onions.
Ketchup.
Yeah. I always dip mine in like a little bit of ketchup. But I like the end piece, like with all the extra sauce on it. Like that's literally my jam.
Yeah.
Right here. There it is. Whoop. And yeah, he's already in it. Good?
Yeah. Well, and then gotta get Popeye here.
Yeah, you gotta have your spinach. It's amazing how much spinach you can
know
have
that-
when it's all cooked. It's like spinach pasta because those stems. See why I cut the stems down? And look at, they're still long.
You know the spinach thing with Popeye, I'm dating myself.
Yeah.
It 100% worked with me
Uh-huh.
because they would tell you that, you know, you get strong if you eat spinach. And
Yeah.
like, Popeye would literally transform. His muscles would get huge and he would handle business. But I would sit and eat it just for that. I just shovel it down. Then I started to like it. I was like, I kind of like this now. Like, an
Isn't it
acquired
funny? That's
taste.
what happened with me and black olives.
Really?
Yeah, I took care of a patient who that was part of his diet, so he would always be like, honey, come and eat with me these black olives and watch a movie. Like it was a home health care
Yeah.
position. And I fell in love with black olives because of my patient.
If you followed the channel for any time, you know I want to be in the olive game.
I think I could get you there someday. Might be the challenge, you know, eventually, but I think we could get you there. So how would you rate the meatloaf, by the way?
Spinach is good.
Good?
Oh, the meatloaf's great. You get one more bite.
Okay. Before you could tell us the...
No, it's great.
All right.
It's the way it should be. You don't need any sauce with it, but when you add sauce or ketchup or anything, it's just that
It's
much
just
better.
nice. And you like the glaze on top?
Yeah,
I like it too.
it's like kind of sweet.
Yeah. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet.
Right.
There you go, folks. I wish the lighting was better so you can kind of see how pretty it looks. But, I mean, it still looks pretty to me.
It's gonna be gone before you know it.